Hey YouTube, how you guys doing? Jared Fuller here. Today is Sunday, August 12th, 2018. This will be the final Sunday video update until the 26th of August. Almost forgot. Because there will be no Sunday video update next Sunday, because this Friday I will be leaving for New York, so on the bottom of your screen there, no Sunday video update for next Sunday, so which would be the 19th. I will be in New York. But anyway, I'm glad you could join me for another week of the Sunday video update. Again, my name is Jared Fuller, and I'm glad to have you along. If you're a first-time viewer, I'll just kind of go over a little bit what I talk about on my Sunday video updates, and it's pretty much anything. Sometimes I have specific topics I want to discuss, or generally I just talk about the week in review, which I will do in this video. But I talk about, just random different things if I have, like I said, if I have a particular subject I want to talk about, and I think it should be, of use, or it should be of some kind of importance to other people who watch my channel, I'll discuss it. And speaking of that, I will be doing a video talking about bullying and cyberbullying. I haven't really put together my thoughts a whole lot, so I still have a little bit of writing to do, because as many of you know, I write poetry and I write little essay kind of things. So I'm going to be putting together a video discussing my thoughts and the truth, because truth is something that most people don't like, which is all the more reason to talk about it. And maybe sometime this week before I leave for New York, I will be doing that video. I will be putting together a video talking about bullying and cyberbullying, because it's not something that just affects teens and little kids. It affects all of us. It affects grown people just as much as it affects the young people, the younger generation of people. So sometime this week, if you're subscribed to my YouTube channel, be sure to check back periodically. There may be a new video added to my channel, or you can subscribe to my channel and click on the notifications. I think it's a bell. It's like over there, down there somewhere. There's like a little bell you click on, and you'll get an email telling you when I upload new videos to my channel. So I'm hopefully sometime this week I'm gonna do that, knock that down, get that out of the way. So yeah, to talk about the week in review, which is generally what my Sunday video updates are all about. And last week was not too bad, not too shabby. As you had saw the video, I had put together a video of highlights from the Shiawassee County Fair. Yesterday was the last day of the Shiawassee County Fair, by the way, so if you're looking to go, well, you're going to have to wait until next year now, because the Shiawassee County Fair is done. The Genesee County Fair is coming up very soon. I don't know the exact dates. The dates escape me. But the Genesee County Fair, for my local friends here in Michigan, that's coming up. There's going to be some musical talent there to headline the Genesee County Fair. I think Granger Smith, I think is his name. So it should be a great time for all spectators and patrons who want to attend the Genesee County Fair, which is located on Mount Morris Road. So if you can make it, go out, have a good time, take some pictures, create some memories. And of course, Genesee County is like the Flint area, so for my out-of-towner, out-of-stater friends. And speaking of, when I pick specific and particular topics that I like to discuss. Now, I'm a childhood cancer survivor and an advocate, so it's been a while since I've talked about pediatric cancer, what it means to me, and why I think awareness and research is important, and the funding. There's a whole side to it. I've discussed numerous times in Sunday video updates my take on pediatric cancer. and provided that I am a survivor of Wilms tumor, I talk about that from time to time as well. So, it's no secret. I talk about things that matter to me. I talk about things that I feel are important and all of you should know. And, I would only hope, or I would only assume that, in spite of all the haters I have out there, which you'll discover that, but don't we all? I mean, people who speak the truth are always hated on when they apply logic and critical thinking to even the most tightest situations and scenarios. But anyway, in spite of the people who share my videos for reasons that, they have no other reason other than to be hateful and spiteful, there are people who share my videos for educational purposes, for educational reasons, and they share them and they say, hey, this is what Jared has to say. He has some pretty valid points. He makes a lot of good points, and he hits home on a lot of things. And as a matter of fact, I was talking to a friend of mine who lives in West Virginia, and her son is a brain cancer survivor, and we've gotten to be really good friends. We were kind of talking about that yesterday as well. Some people, they advocate for childhood cancer because they're looking to get something out of it. And those of us who have been directly affected by it, we know what we've gotten. And that's what we talk about. We share our stories, not only for hope and for inspiration, but maybe perhaps for educational reasons as well. Because we want to educate as many people as we can about pediatric cancer, and we want to get the word out. We want to make it sporadic, and we want the awareness to be known. We want people on Capitol Hill, in our state office buildings, to realize the severity of pediatric cancer. And the one thing that will always get to me as a survivor, other than survivor guilt, which is also a real thing, and I do experience that quite a bit, but the one thing that really gets my goat every time is we have an annual diagnosis every year. Every year, every day, it seems like there's a new diagnosis of pediatric cancer in one form or another. There are several hundred different forms of childhood cancer. It just seems to me, and it seems rather, preposterous to me, that the word rare appears in the sentence of childhood cancer, provided all of the diagnoses annually. How is it rare? That's my biggest hang-up. When I was battling Wilms, I'm sure they said that childhood cancer was rare then. And that was back in 1989. So I would like to eliminate the word rare out of pediatric cancer. Anytime that discussion comes up, we need to remove the word rare from childhood cancer conversation of any and all kind. And as a matter of fact, a warrior brother of mine, and I've always considered him a brother, he was from England. He passed away yesterday. He had DIPG, which is an inoperable brain tumor. He fought one of the most, DIPG, for those of you who are not aware of what DIPG is, it stands for diffuse intrinsic pontine glioma. There's no cure for DIPG. It is the most severe, most brutal of all pediatric cancers, and arguably there's no cure for it. The funding is not even the 4%. It's like 1% or nothing at all percent. And my heart breaks every time a warrior brother or sister passes away. So my heart goes out to the Malik family. I'm not sure if they watch my videos, but I offer my utmost condolences, warmest of condolences, and the most sincerest of apologies, and all the love of my heart. And I'm so sorry for your loss. I had written a poem for the warrior called "It's Summertime," summer with an N, because that's how you spelled his name. You can find it on my YouTube channel. It's just terrible that things like this happen. I can't speak for bereaved parents. Like, I've never lost a child, so I can't say that I know what that feels like to lose a child. And while, yes, generally across the board, I have lost many loved ones, friends and family through the years, it would still be dishonest intellectually of me to say that I know what it's like to lose a child. No, I don't. So that's why I don't extrapolate on bereavement too much, because I don't know what that's like. I don't know what a bereaved parent thinks and feels having lost a child. So, and this goes for anyone watching this, if you're a bereaved parent, not just the Malik family, but all of the bereaved parents who are watching this. My heart goes out to you, and I offer my love and my utmost condolences. So, I wanted to get that out there. And Summer, you'll always have a spot in my heart, always. No one can take that away. I'm hurt, and yes, I get emotional because to me this is very personal, and I feel bad, because there's not enough being done to save these kids. And well, I'm a survivor, and I've for the past 5 years of my life I've dedicated and devoted all of my time, my effort, my energy, my money. I've donated and dedicated so much of myself into this. I've really thrown myself into this because I'm so passionate about raising awareness and finding cures for this nonsense that we call pediatric cancer, the monster within. Because monsters in a child's world, monsters usually hide under the bed or inside the closet. But it's another thing when they are growing from within your body. That's a monster that is a monster that crosses a line. And I feel very inclined, very intrigued to bring that into fruition, my awareness. So yes, I am an advocate, and I am a survivor first, advocate second. And yes, even in the pediatric cancer community, oh, the stupid fly, get off me! In the pediatric cancer community, there are those who don't like me for some reason or another, one reason or the other. I'm gonna try to get this fly. He won't stop buzzing on me. Leave me alone. But anyway, there are people from the pediatric cancer community who don't like me because of the fact that I am very outspoken about frauds and people who are using childhood cancer to their advantage to serve their own selfish needs and wants and desires, whether it be monetary gain, popularity, fame, notoriety, all of that. They want their faces and newspaper articles. They want their faces on television. They want their faces to be seen. They're doing it for them. They're not doing it for the kids. So really and truly, their heart is not in it. And it's not for me to decide who's in it for real and who's really not, because their actions will speak louder than their words. I don't have to be the guy who says, well, this person, this person, this person, this person. If you actually kind of sit back and observe, you can see who's really in this for real, true reasons, and then you can see who's in it only to make themselves look good and to, boost their ego because their lives are so empty that, gee, I'm going to hitch my wagon to this. Well, that's fine if you're going to do it for the right reasons and if you're going to put your heart and soul into it. But what most of these people in the community, and it really frustrates and angers people to no end, because being a survivor, I am a pioneer of the movement that all of these indirectly affected people are hitching their wagons to. I am a pioneer of that movement. One person, anyway. There are several brothers and sisters out there who are also pioneers, whether they're, no matter the age, whether they're old or young. We are the pioneers of the movement. That everyone else, like I said, they hitch their wagons to this, hoping to get something out of it. As far as you're concerned, the survivors and the fighters and the bereaved parents, we are your education. It's not a slap in the face, it's not a put down, but again, it's that ugly, dreaded truth that no one likes. And speaking of ugly, dreaded truth, be sure to visit GuideStar.org. GuideStar.org is a website that is tied in with the Internal Revenue Service. They have a complete listing of 501c3 nonprofit organizations and LLCs. Don't be duped. Do your homework. Visit GuideStar.org today. Someone's knocking at my door, and the door is locked. So just give me a minute, guys. It's just a pregnant niece.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. And so that's something else I talk about. I push GuideStar every week because as disgusting as it is, there are people out there who claim to have 501c3s and LLCs when in fact they don't. And they're collecting money under false pretenses. This has been going on for years in the childhood cancer community. And I hope that if I can push GuideStar enough, and I can encourage you to check it out. If you have ever run into a problem or a person where, they say, well, yeah, this is my organization, this is my 501c3. You can prove them wrong every time. You can visit GuideStar.org, and if it's not listed in the search, then they've lied to you. You don't just get to call something a nonprofit if it's not legitimately backed up with evidence using GuideStar, because GuideStar, they're tied in with the Internal Revenue Service, and all 501c3s and LLCs are tied in with the federal government. They have to be. And that's something else that really ticks a lot of people off too. Well, he's just crushing my dreams of wanting to. I want to make a difference. Well, you can't say something as a 501c3 or an LLC if it's not. That's illegal. And if you're giving your money to someone, single-handedly giving your money to someone, or you're buying something from them, claiming that, well, this is a 501c3. Well, what they've done, inevitably what they've done is they have collected money from you under false pretenses. That is illegal. It's extortion, it's fraud, it's anything and everything you could imagine that falls under the category of illegal. And saying that something is tied in with the federal government when it's not, that's a big no-no. And I'm a Pepsi drinker. So there you have it. And let's see, what was I going to talk about? Oh, yes, okay, I covered that. There's no Sunday video update next week. So I'm going to talk a bit about flying in a plane. I'm sure many of you have. I've never flown on an airplane ever in my life. I'm looking forward to it. I'm a little nervous, but I'm more excited than anything. I'm more excited just to meet my friends and to have that first-time experience of flying on an airplane. It's going to be a lot of fun. My niece has flown on an airplane, on a jet, so it'll be fun. I'll see what I can do about taking capturing some video footage of when I'm up in the air, if they'll let me. I don't know if they'll let me. Huh?
Yes.
They will?
Yes. I always did my phone.
Uh-huh.
Just recording on my phone.
That's what I plan to do.
Yep.
Just to use my phone.
Right out the window.
Yeah, because I have
Of course not, like, literally out the window.
Right. No, I have a window seat, too, so that's going to work out perfect.
That'll work.
So
But I did. The pictures are. Sometimes the pictures are really, really pretty, especially if you're over the water.
this is my niece. This
Hi.
is Angel.
Sorry to intrude. I just.
No, you're not intruding at all. You're not intruding at all.
Okay, I just had to go potty. That's all. But we're gonna take off, so we'll see you in a little while. Okay.
Okay.
Love you.
Love you too. I can't believe she's going to be 21 this coming Thursday. I can't believe it. It's just, time flies, man. Time flies. I don't understand how that happened. It's like I turned 21 and gone. Time just came and went in a snap of a finger. It's like, no, this can't be happening. My oldest niece, her name is Corey. She had a baby back in February, which is Angel's sister, the one that you just saw seconds ago. Her sister, Corey, had a baby named Callie, and back in February. So that was when I got that confirmation that, Uncle Jared is a great uncle now. I always knew that. Come on. I always knew that. But now I've got confirmation, and Uncle Jared's got some great nieces to sugar up and kiss all over their faces, because Uncle Jared loves his babies. He loves his girls. So, according to Angel, which you just heard, so I guess I'll be able to capture some footage in the plane, and I'm going to make a video, and I'll upload it to my YouTube channel here. I've never flown on a plane. It's going to work out great because, like I just told her, I got a window seat. So that's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. It's going to be interesting. I'm going to have to chew gum, the higher altitudes. I'm going to be like 70,000 feet in the air or something like that. So, yeah, I'm going to chew some gum. My ears are going to pop regardless. But I can't afford the little things of whiskey or whatever the stewardess pushes around on the cart. I don't know if I can afford that, but we'll see. I don't want to be drunk by the time I get to my friends in Albany. So, and once I get this experience out of the way, because I have a little fear of flying, but I always say the best way to handle that is to face the fear. And there's nothing to fear but fear itself. I really don't use that punchline too much, but it's true. I mean, to a point, there's nothing to fear but fear itself. But I always say the best way to get over my fear is to actually face it. And I have a small, minor fear of flying. It's going to be good. It's going to be awesome. And I cannot wait to share this experience with all of you, my viewers, my YouTube peeps, my YouTubers. But yeah, so just to give a little background about myself for those of you who are first-time viewers or first-time subscribers of my channel. Okay, I'm a childhood cancer survivor. I'm the youngest of 3. I'm not married. I'm single. I don't have children. My brothers have kids. My parents are divorced. They were married for 20 years, but they were together much longer than that. Let's see. My state capital is Lansing, and I better get that right because I spent a lot of time in Lansing at Sparrow Hospital when I was sick as a baby. So, yeah, that's a little bit about me. I live in the Tri-Cities region of the Lower Peninsula of Michigan, like right in here. So Saginaw is like maybe 30 miles to the northeast. And then there's Bay City, and then Midland, and back just to the south of me, I'd say about 15, 16 miles to the south is Owasso. To the southwest of Owasso, you've got our capital, Lansing, and Grand Rapids is way over here on the west side of the state, which I've been to Grand Rapids. Big city. I've been to Muskegon. I've been to Grand Haven. I've been to Ludington. I've been to Cadillac. I've been across the Mackinac Bridge. I've been to Alpena. I've been to a lot of different places. I was actually thinking about driving out to the bay, out Saginaw Bay, and do some video capturing there and upload that to my YouTube channel after I'm done with the Sunday video updates, because Angel's leaving, Dad and Amy, they went away. Yes, I do live at home with my dad, but we go on half of the expenses. I just turned 32 on July 8th, and I'm not only am I an advocate for childhood cancer awareness, but I'm also a supporter of talent as well. I have a lot of friends who are in the entertainment industry, whether they're actors, dancers, singers. I have a lot of connections. I've actually met some actors and actresses in person. We have the Family Expo, that's annual, and that's over in Birch Run. I've met Lizzie Green from Nicky, Ricky, Dickie, and Dawn. I've met, what's his name, from iCarly. I can't remember his name. I'm going to have to Google it. My brain just went bloop. It went blank. Hold on. I can pull this up real quick. iCarly. He was on iCarly. It's going to smack me in the head. Noah Monk. Gibby. I met Gibby. I've met Gibby. I've met Spencer Boldman from Lab Rats. I've met a lot of them. I've met a lot of talent. I met an actress named Ava Coleman. She's originally from Michigan, from Detroit area. I got to meet her. She lives in the South, in the southern United States. I've met a lot of famous people. I consider them to be famous because they are stars and they are very talented. And I collect autographs too. I have a nice autograph collection. I've been collecting autographs since 2007. And I have actually, to be precise, I have 335 autographs. And I'm always looking to collect more, so if you are a star, an actor who's watching this, if you sign autographs, I would love to add you to my collection. It's just a hobby. I mean, it's something I picked up on in 2007. I have a deep appreciation for the arts, obviously, because I write poetry, and I had drawn my own profile picture down there in the corner. That's my original profile picture. That's what everyone generally knows me by, is that bird on the red background down there in the corner. And that same image it's been silk screened onto a red t-shirt, and I had bird shirts. They're called bird shirts. I have them made for the Cancer Warriors. And a lot of people ask me, what's the meaning behind the bird? And in a nutshell, in a roundabout way, I just say, well, we're all birds of a feather. We're, us warriors, we're birds of a feather, and we flock together, and that's about it. And I had written a poem about it because I had drawn the bird. The bird that you see in the corner down there, getting my finger backwards, up there, right, there. I got the inspiration for drawing the bird because I wanted to expand my artistic attributes. I do write a lot. I'm not much of a drawing person, like an artist in drawing or painting, but I have a deep appreciation for the arts. And so I figured, well, I need a symbol that would best describe who I am as a person, poetically. So we had this bird clock on our kitchen wall. And I had a stack of computer paper, just a very, small stack of computer paper. I had very sharp number 2 pencils, and I'm trying to draw the robin because the robin is Michigan state bird, and I'm looking at the wall and I'm trying to draw this robin. It looked like a penguin. So I wasn't satisfied with that, so I crinkled up, threw it away. The second time around, I had actually taken my time drawing it and trying to be as precise as I can be and to give it as much detail as possible. And after I draw this bird and he's standing on a perch, I kind of, put my head back like this, and it's like, wow, I like this. I'm satisfied with this. And I was so inspired by my own drawing that I had written a poem called Birds of a Feather. It has nothing to do with pediatric cancer. It was just a poem that came to my mind, and I was inspired by that bird. I had drawn it back on April 1st of 2013, and it kind of became my staple. It became my mainstay. And although my nickname is Jer Bear because of my cancer battle, which I still have my Jared Bear, by the way, and that's an heirloom, so people don't think I'm a 30-year-old nut walking around with a teddy bear. But anyway, so the bird became symbolic, and I decided to have that silk screened onto a t-shirt for the kids. I've had a lot of bird shirts sent out. I've sent a bird shirt as far away as Spain to Trinidad. So, but I have no communication with the warrior or his mom anymore. She kind of went her own way and was believing a bunch of garbage, but that's another story for another day. But I've had a bunch of t-shirts made up with the bird symbol on them, and it's been a wonderful experience. And I enjoy helping people. I enjoy putting a smile on the faces of kids. I know a t-shirt is really nothing extravagant, and I'm not a person who does big extravagant things. And which brings me back to what I had said previously. There's people who they get involved in childhood cancer, pediatric cancer, because they're looking to get something out of it. Not me. I've gotten everything that I want to get from it. Needless to say, I'm allergic to the sun because of the chemo and the radiation. I have a condition called photosensitivity. I can't be out in the sun for long duration of time. I'll burn as red as my beard, and my hands swell up. They become inflamed, and they burn an itch real bad. So yeah, that's an after effect from treatment. And a lot of people, I get asked that question a lot. What are do you have any problems? Like after effects from the chemo? Photosensitivity is number one. And Survivor Guilt, of course, that's not chemo related. It's journey related. Because I survived something that is claiming so many lives, and we need to change that. In spite of what you hear about me or read about me on the internet, and I'm sure you will, you're going to read all kinds of gobbledygook that Jared Fuller is this and Jared Fuller is that and blah, blah, blah. No, none of that's true. I'm a fairly easygoing person. I'm a laid-back person. I help people as much as I can. I give the shirt off my back to help anybody. But when I'm being treated unfairly or unjustly, I'm gonna question you on that. And what happens is when I do question, why am I being treated this way? Why would you believe something? Why would you believe that? What would ever possess you to think that any of this is true? And I hold people's feet to the fire when it comes to getting truth. And what they do is their brain goes into defense mode, and then they want to play this card of, oh, you're stalking and harassing, and I'm going to file a police report. Go ahead. It doesn't constitute as harassment. I'm just asking you a question. Why am I being treated this way? It's not a big deal. I mean, could you just at least truthfully and honestly answer the question? I'm not looking to play games with you. I just want to know why you would believe that, or what you believe and why. And and just answer my question. Why would you believe this? What would ever possess you to think that? And they say, a lot of the time, well, we don't really know you all that well. But you're hearing this from people that you also don't know all that well. So does that really make any sense? To me, it doesn't, and to anybody else, it shouldn't. But that's the kind of world we live in, and I've had all kinds of just nonsense thrown at me over the years, all because particularly in the childhood cancer community, all because I had spoken up about a fraud, and I will never stop speaking up about frauds until they are caught and held responsible for their actions and for taking advantage of people when they're at their most vulnerable. If anyone did that to my parents, oh boy. See, because back then, in 1989, we didn't have social media. We didn't have all the things we have today. We have really vamped up our technology, and we didn't have outlets like Twitter, Facebook, and all that. We didn't have this kind of stuff back then, so my community or my group of friends or people who would come to the hospital to see me was very, very small. And now a lot of people know me, for better or worse, because of Facebook and Twitter. And now YouTube. I've been here on YouTube since 2015. I've been doing video updates for about 3 years now. So, and 3 years just come and gone so fast. I don't know how that happened. But like I said, I am not what these people say I am. And I know it's going to take a lot more than me saying this is not true. But if they're the ones who are making the claims about me and they have no evidence to back up their claim, why then would you believe it? And that's not just for that, for this particular situation. That's for everything in life. You don't believe something for no good reason to believe it, I'm sure. I like to give people a little bit more credit than that. But some people, you just can't reason with them because I believe what I believe and that's it. Well, I'm sorry, but you would be factually incorrect. And it may not always be the case of being incorrect. Like people will believe something that's not true, well then you're incorrect. But if you believe something without evidence, you're believing something in error. There's a difference, you see, but until such time that evidence has been presented of anything, then you believe based on the evidence. Then you believe something to be true. And what I find to be really just weird, and it may be abstract to most people, but what I find to be really, really just off the wall, we have, like in the childhood cancer community, and I believe I've mentioned this any number of ways, we have people in the community, and the childhood cancer community is a big community. Why would you believe anything without evidence? It was evidence that brought your children to this community. Why would you believe that? Why would you believe anything else without evidence, but it had taken evidence to bring all of us in this community? We're involuntarily thrust into this. Why would you believe it? Everybody's gone.
I see.
Just me. I'm doing my Sunday video update.
Oh, okay.
What you out doing?
Just come over and say hi to everybody, but I see everybody's gone except for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Dad and Amy, I don't know where they went.
Huh.
They said they were just going for a ride and you'd be back later.
Oh, and Joe and Chris gone too.
Yeah, they left.
You all right?
You just missed them, as a matter of fact. They left about 15 minutes ago.
Right. So I went ahead to go find my phone at home. I'd have caught them. Nice.
I was wondering, I wasn't sure if that was here or next door, because I heard the motorcycle roll up.
Yeah, I pull up, I see your van, I was like, well, shit, Jared's here. All right,
Yeah.
I'll listen to Jared for a minute.
Yeah. Yep, just me. Well, just us. 'Cause
Gotcha. All
Yep.
right, well, I'll let you get back to your video, then.
Alrighty.
All right, love you, little brother.
Alright, love you too, bro. That was my brother. That was Jay. That was Angel's dad. But yeah, back to my point. So, and that it's just a question that comes up. Like, okay, we're in the childhood cancer community. My diagnosis was evidence-based. It wasn't just a bunch of professionals, oncologists, sitting around a table in a conference room doing a coin toss saying, well, okay, if it's heads, it's cancer, and if it's tails, it's just a common cold. No. That's not how it came to be. And so my question is to anyone in the childhood cancer community, why then would you believe anything else around the community that's without evidence? Why then would you believe it? I mean, it just seems so preposterous to me. I mean, how can you ever believe anything without the evidence to support it? That's my point anyway. And it's one of the many things that I point out, and it makes people think, well, you know what? He's right, because when it came to my child's cancer diagnosis, we depended on that evidence to give us the information that we needed, and that's what we go by in order to sustain and fulfill life and good health. It's the evidence. The doctors, the oncologists, they looked at the evidence and they said, yep, this is what we found. I mean, they've had years of experience at this in their field of professionalism. My 3 pediatric oncologists are Dr. Scott, Dr. Guerra, and Dr. Kulkarni. They are pediatric oncologists and hematologists. They are graduates of Michigan State University in East Lansing, and combined, within the 3 oncologists, that's over 140 years experience and professionalism. They've had enough years at this, and they've studied enough that they know what they're looking at. That's what us, the patient, that's what we depended on in order to get where we are today. And that goes, it's not just survivors, that's the fighters and even, yes, the bereaved parents. We go by the evidence. We go where the evidence leads. And so my question to the parents is, we're all bonded, we're all connected by the gold ribbon, which gold ribbon is the symbol for childhood cancer. This is all evidence-based information that we have. So when it comes to rumors and gossip, why would you believe that? We don't go by, oh, well, this many people said it and there's no way that this many people can be wrong. Yes, they can be wrong, because they have not presented evidence of anything. So yes, they can be wrong. And if there's no evidence, why would you believe it? Why would you believe anything without the reason to believe it? It doesn't make sense. How does your mind frame, how does your mindset switch like that? I don't understand. I just don't get it. It changes abruptly. Not with me. Not with me. It's just the fact that you have to have something to examine, to look at. And, complaints of, oh, Jared was saying and doing this. Well, that's just a complaint. That's not evidence by itself. You have to actually demonstrate and confirm the substance of the claim you're making. Otherwise, it's null and void. There's no reason to believe. But that's my little lesson on logic and critical thinking. Not every Sunday video is like this, and I don't complain about a lot of things, but some things just, if it doesn't make sense, it's not true. I guess I'm going to use a Judge Judyism in this situation. It's once you get to know me, once you get to know who I am as a person, I mean, I'm not a bad person. I'm misunderstood a lot of the time, but I'm not a bad person. I'm just not. And there's people out there, like in the acting world and in the world of showbiz, they, like when I was following them on Twitter, I would get blocked by a lot of them because of the trolls on Twitter, and a lot of people don't like the word troll, but a lot of people don't like trolls, so I guess it all works out, right? Well, anyway, the parents on Twitter were believing gobbledygook from trolls, which led to their blocking me. And when I would email them and I'd say, well, why would you believe that? Why are you so... what would ever possess you to think that? Well, if you don't leave me alone, I'm reporting you to the police. So then report me to the police. What are the police going to do? I'm asking you a question, and I'm expecting an answer in return. I would like to have a civilized conversation. I'm not a 15-year-old punk who's going around and aggravating people. I'm coming to you as a man, as an adult, and I'm asking you to honestly answer the question I ask. Why would you believe something for no good reason? Why would you believe what the trolls have to say on Twitter? And a lot of it has to do with the fact that I pointed out to a lot of the parents that there are accounts on Twitter claiming to be gay. And mind you, I have nothing against homosexuality. If that's a person's prerogative, fine. They have a right to live in any way they choose. That's not the issue. They're using homosexuality to mask pedophilia. Now, a lot of people don't realize this, and I don't want to, I'm not trying to alarm anyone or scare anyone, but that is the reality. You have people on Twitter, when they're not grown adults pretending to be kids, they are claiming to be gay, but when you see who they follow, it's the accounts that they follow. And it's the accounts that they allow to follow them. People who claim to be gay when they show pictures of body parts, not suitable for children, by the way. And I had pointed that out. I addressed that. Boy, did these parents, they didn't like me after that. Well, you're just here to start trouble. Start trouble? I'm not the one posting nudes. Look at the stuff you're following. Look at who you're allowing to follow you. That's not me starting trouble. I'm pointing out a fact. And it's a colossal mess. It's a colossal mess. And I'm not a bad person. And the trolls, because that's the only defense mechanism they have, is to try to make Jared Fuller look bad. I'm not a bad person. You're going to have to try a lot harder than that. And the people who, the trolls, the fake accounts, who were saying all this horrific, nonsense about me, if you go back and look, their accounts have been suspended by Twitter. Doesn't it seem, I don't know, it's kind of obvious, isn't it, that it's a fake account? All I've ever wanted to do is help people, and if I feel someone is in danger of something or someone, I want to address that, because you can see that for yourself. That's the evidence. What I'm saying is, turn around and look. These people that you interact with on Twitter, look who they're following. Look who they are allowing to follow them. Pornography up the yin-yang on Twitter, which it's awful. It's awful. And they're following children. They're following, I block people like that on Twitter. If you're going to come at me being, anything to do sex related, I'm blocking you because I'm not interested. I'm not interested. If you're gay, fine. I have nothing against homosexuality, but if you're going to use homosexuality to mask pedophilia, I'm reporting you. And I'm going to block you, ultimately. Because there's young kids on Twitter and young people who use it. They don't need to see it. And it's something that no one really understands. Well, so they're gay. So what? I have nothing against gay people. Neither do I. But what I'm saying is that they're using homosexuality to sneak under the radar. They're grown people pretending to be teenage kids, and they are either following porn where they show body parts, or they're allowing those accounts showing the body parts to follow them. At the same time, they're following your kid. They're having interactions with you and your kid. And if I spot this, I'm not supposed to say anything? Really? You would be really angry or frustrated if I kept my mouth shut and didn't say anything at all. I would suspect that if I'm looking out for the best interest of you, you would be appreciative of that. And you would say, well, damn, I didn't even see that, Jared. I'm glad you pointed that out. Thank you. You know, it's like the opposite is happening, and it's snowballing in the opposite direction. I don't know, but it's happening on Twitter. I'm almost positive that it's still happening. But you just have to really be careful, because there's people out there who are really sick and twisted and demented. The same thing happens on Facebook. You have numerous accounts under the same name. It's like, why do you need 6 accounts? One account should be plenty. I've even been accused of having a fake account. I've never in my life had fake accounts. Why do I need to have a fake account? I don't have a reason to hide my identity or to pretend to be something or someone I'm not. I don't have to change myself to please other people, because the right people who really and truly love me and want to be my friend, those are the right people that I want in my life. I will attract the right people just by being me, by being myself. And I don't have to be sneaky. I don't have to come up with fake accounts. And, and Twitter, you see that a lot on Twitter. You have people who, they don't show pictures of themselves. They don't show a facial picture. Or if they do, it's pixelated, which, take note of that. It's all like, it's all pixies, like it's all squared image, like there's a bunch of little squares that make up the bigger image. Take note of that. And the thing is you also have people on Twitter, they have a link to their Twitter page. Well, if you're already on their page, why then would you need to have a link to your page if people are already on your page? It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. There's so much about social media that people will lazily accept anything and everything they hear, whether it be for better or worse. They lazily accept the fact that Jared Fuller is a horrible human being, which I'm not. And they will lazily accept the fact that trolls are good people. That, because he talks nice to me and he supports me, then he's a good person. I want him as a friend. That's all fine and dandy, but you have to really dig deep. Look who they're following. Look who they allow to follow them. And those are a few things that I'm hoping to discuss in the video that I plan to do, talking about bullying and cyberbullying. And by the way, I'm going to point this out too, just real quick. Me talking about who to look for, who to watch for, that's not me being a bully. That's me saying, I want you to be careful. That's not being a bully. It's not in any way, shape, or form picking on anyone. It's calling out the obvious flaws. It's calling out the obvious mishaps. It's calling out the obvious lies that so many people are being caught up in. They just think that everything's fine and dandy, and oh, well, he's a nice person, and oh, well, okay, cool. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're nice people or they're honest people. I mean, what you see is what you get with me. You're watching this, you're listening to every word I say. You can see my facial expressions. I talk a lot with my hands. You know that this is legitimately me. I am who I say I am. I am Jared Fuller. My nickname is Jer Bear, which I got from my cancer battle. That's how I got the nickname, Jer Bear. I have no reason to lie about who I am. I have no reason to hide my identity. And I certainly don't have a reason to make up a story. I have no reason to make up a lie. Why? I have better things to do. A lot of people have met me in person, and they know that I'm good. They know that I'm a good person. I've never done anything wrong, and I keep my nose clean, and I'm honest, and I'm respectful, and I consider other people's, I accept who they are as people. That's what I'm trying to say. But it's, there's people out there who try to portray me as this horrible individual, and no. Anything you see on Twitter, anything you see on Facebook, it's all a bunch of gobbledygook. It's not true. Now, Jared, you're claiming that it's not true, so you have to provide evidence. No, actually, when I say it's not true, I'm rejecting the claims that they're making about me. Now, it could be where I have to, show that this is not true, but why would I then have to prove my innocence? Why would I have to prove my innocence? It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because, and they say, why are all these people saying that? I don't know. Maybe they have a vendetta against me, and everything that they're saying just happens to fit the narrative. They have an agenda against me, and all these people, they have this certain, this aura or this narrative about me that is negative, and it seems to fit what they already think about me. And I'm just pointing out that they are 100% incorrect. Incorrect. Not right. False. But anyway, so this is pretty much what a Sunday video update is. Not talking, in philosophical terms, although that's not always a bad thing either, but I talk about the week in review. And the week was pretty good. I went to the Shiawassee County Fair. Of course, you saw that. I spent some time with family and friends, and it was a great time. It was a good week. And this is something that I encourage all of you to do, and this is something that maybe perhaps I should have done before and just never thought to do it. My email address is in the About tab section of my YouTube channel. You just click on About, and then you click on View Email Address, and my email address will show up. If you have any questions, or if there's anything at all that you would like to talk to me about just between the two of us one-on-one, I encourage you, I invite you to email me. And we will have a discussion. Whatever it is you want to talk about, let's talk about it. If you come to me and say, well, this person's, such and such person is saying this about you, I just want to know if it's true. Why would they say this? It's probably because I apply logic and critical thinking to a lot of things, and if it doesn't make sense, it's not true. But I encourage you to email me, and we can have a back and forth discussion. Your email address will not be released. I promise you that. It will not be released. It'll just be between me and you. But in the subject line, if you could say, I have a question for you, or, if you follow me on Twitter, just say Twitter question or whatever. But please get in contact with me. Please get in contact with me, because I want to have these discussions. I want to have these discussions with you. I want you to get to know me better. Don't hesitate. Don't be a stranger. Reach out to me. Let's talk and let's get to know each other better. Because I give everyone the benefit of the doubt. Everyone. I help people as often as I can. And I always try to be there. I try to be the best friend I can be to everybody. I know that some other people seem more important than than me. It's not jealousy. It's just a fact. Some people, how they, show it in their actions. It's like some people are more important than I am. I can't be everything, but I can be me, the best me possible. And to the right people, I will matter to them. And the same goes for you. You can't be everything to everybody, but as long as you are the best you that you can be, then the right people will come to you. They will gravitate to you, and they will want to be your friend. They'll want to talk to you. They'll want to hang out with you, spend time with you. They'll want to chat with you. They will have communication with you. They will engage in communication. But I try to disassociate myself with dishonest people as often as possible, because they have no room in my life. I have no time for drama. But that's why I'm opening the door to you, to my viewers, to the people who follow me on Twitter. Email me. Let's talk. I mean, if you have a question that you feel shouldn't be asked in public, like out into the open, email me. Or, either way, to me, it doesn't matter. I have nothing to hide. So just email me, or, contact me on Twitter through a DM, and I will respond. There are people out there who will try to get you to see a different version of me, or try to paint a very bad picture of me, and, beware of that Jared Fuller. It's those people have a vendetta against me, and they don't like me because, for one reason or another, because I spoke up about someone and they didn't like it. Or they will say that Jared is this evil, sick person, he's a predator, blah, 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 terrorist, blah, 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 blah. No, I'm not. No way. I'm none of those things. I guarantee that. I assure you 100% that no, I'm not. But anyway, I'm thinking I might drive out to the bay, out to the Saginaw Bay. Capture some video footage and upload it here to my YouTube channel. But anyway, guys, if this is your first time watching my Sunday video update, I just wanted to thank you so much for joining me this week. And for my regular viewers, thank you again for watching another installment of the Sunday video update. And I guess I'll see you here next week. Same bear time, same bear channel. Much love to all of you. Have a great week, and let's keep in touch, okay? Don't hesitate to reach out. I'm a good person, I promise. Peace out, guys.